Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. We have the 50-day post-release look at Dominaria United set box sales off a TCG Player. So, from the day before release through 50 days after release, in total it went from about 2,250 boxes sold to 3,420 boxes sold. So, an 1,170 box gain, about 23 boxes per day. So that doesn't sound too bad. I mean, the price melted down quite a bit to do that by about $20 per box. But if we throw it up against Kamigawa, which is kind of our gold standard right now for standard sets, then we see Kamigawa did quite a bit better. If you looked at the same Kamigawa numbers, what were the cumulative box sales for the first 50 days post-release? For Kamigawa, it was nearly 1,800. It was 1,795 compared again to 1,170 for Dominaria United. So Kamigawa sold 50% more boxes in the same time period of its relative life, and it did so, you see here, at a higher average price. I mean, this red Kamigawa line stays above the DU line almost the entire time. And then, just for fun, let's add Streets of New Capenna on here, and you see that Dominaria United kind of threaded the needle between Streets of New Capenna and Kamigawa. And so the interesting thing here is, Streets of New Capenna, it came out kind of in this weird time period where everybody was getting excited for Baldur's Gate 2. They hadn't had the rug pulled on them yet for that. And Streets was promptly forgotten. I mean, does anybody really remember Streets? Does anybody really remember any specific moment of your time playing Streets of New Capenna or opening boxes or anything like that? Do you remember it at all? And I kind of fear that this is what's going to happen with Dominaria United also. Despite the fact that it's selling quite a bit better than Streets, I think in the 50 days since it's come out, well, we've got an Unfinity. People have kind of stopped talking about that. Now we're well into spoilers for Brothers War, which, hey, Brothers War is another standard set, just like DU was. And so I worry that when we look back at this in 6 months, we'll kind of have the same feeling for Dominaria United as we have now for Streets of New Capenna, which is, yeah, I kind of vaguely remember that set, but then, WotC just kept pounding out products and releasing things, and there wasn't any time to really savor it. And I think that ultimately that's the real tragedy of this current situation that WotC has gotten itself into. They spend so much money developing these products, commissioning the artwork, designing the game, doing playtesting to the extent that they've ever done playtesting. And then they release the product and nobody has time to enjoy it. It's all about a content mill of churning out more and more cardboard, trying to put it into people's hands. And, eventually more and more players are going to realize they're not getting time to enjoy this. They're not getting time to figure out the draft environment and to really have fun with the sets, to get to know the cards, play with them, and create memories of individual sets. And there was a really good comment that someone left recently on a video that I did, and they said that, the problem kind of started when WotC abandoned the block format for releasing expansions, where you would have a large expansion of, say, 350 cards, and then it would be followed by 2 smaller expansions of about 150 cards each. And that really gave a good pacing to the releases. And it really gave a way for 3 expansions in a row to have a story together and to really get player involvement and get the players invested in all of it from a story standpoint, from, say, artistic standpoint, because 3 sets in a row would typically take place on the same plane, and play style and mechanic standpoint, they would share new keywords and things like that. And that's all been abandoned to just kind of be able to throw out more expansions faster and faster and faster. And people are kind of getting tired of it, and I can't blame them. I released a video about a week ago, and it kind of struck a nerve with the YouTube algorithm, and it got about 10 times as many views as a normal video from my channel. And it was interesting because getting that much of a bigger audience all of a sudden viewing that one video and getting their feedback, it really got me out of the normal Final Trade echo chamber that I'm in, where, a lot of my comments are from longtime subscribers who comment a lot. And, it kind of gave me a view of a different cross section of of the community, and yeah, I'll have a video about that coming out soon, but a different cross section of the community, and it was eye-opening to me how frustrated people were. And I know there's frustration among the viewer base of Final Trade with what WotC has done and the pace of expansion and the prices and everything, but it was interesting seeing how much more frustrated the, say, more average player is, the type of person who is not a fan of Final Trade usually. And so that was really eye-opening to me, and I suspect that the real situation down at the, the level of your local card store is probably even worse, just in terms of feelings about the game, about WotC's management, and how things are going. So I've digressed quite a bit from 50-day Dominaria United set box sales numbers, but there they are. It seems that the set is pretty well received. Everybody's done talking about Lost Legends. It was a flop. And, we're moving on to Brothers War, and then right after that, we'll have Jumpstart 2022, and then we'll have Dominaria Remastered, and then we'll have Phyrexia, and who knows what we'll get in March, or maybe mid-February we'll have a release also. So we'll see. Let me know what you guys think, and otherwise, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join me on Final Trade. Thanks a lot, everyone.